What is going up there, hustleites? This is your friendly neighborhood, scholarly, glorious professor here with a special perspective editorial for Hell in a Cell weekend here on PW Hustle Channel 2. Make sure to like, subscribe to the page, subscribe to PW Hustle Channel 1. Make sure to comment and get on me at Twitter at PRFPW Hustle. I'm going to do this special editorial because there was something that just gets my goat, as the great Family Guy's Peter Griffin will say, or grinds my gears. You know, Shout out to General Jerry for doing his video. I'm not going to go into the semantics of who was doing what and what happened in the end result of it. I'm sure this wrestling community already has an idea of what has gone on and what has transpired. But I'm going to put this editorial in on a more global basis, for the whole community as a public service announcement. For somebody who makes you, the community, pump in money on a monthly basis to go on their website, to hear all the wrestling news, to hear all the basketball news, to hear all the baseball news, football, UFC, whatever the case may be. That is one thing. They are providing you with content to entertain the masses that they have. Now, for me, the professor, on a personal basis, anybody who does Patreons and GoFundMes, and people give money for the purpose of contributing to the show and making that show better, I have no objection to that. For people like JD from New York or Joe Cronin or OK Fabe who have these Patreons and GoFundMes, for people who are loyal to that and want to give, their hard-earned money to them, that the money that you give them, they're going to invest into the show. And that's where it's supposed to be. To invest in the show, to maybe invest in better computer equipment, maybe invest in better microphones to make the show even better than it already is. Or to give you quality entertainment that is not available on the free YouTubes. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with people pumping in money for the sole purpose of getting a return on that investment of the person giving you quality entertainment. But for these people who are already getting money towards their website, that couldn't shell out, that couldn't separate the funds from going into their website to putting $300 to the side to give one of them motherfuckers a chance to go to a WWE Hell in a Cell pay-per-view event, tickets to an event. You want your subscribers, you want the community to pay for your guy to go to an event that you don't like. These people who bash and trash Monday Night Raw on a weekly basis. These people who bash and trash John Cena on a weekly basis. Roman Reigns on a weekly basis. You bash this company that people pay money to see you bash this company, and yet you ask your fans to give you money so one of your boys can go to this event. You, my friends, are frauds. Anybody who does this are frauds. Anything they say on being opinionated in the negative sense towards the WWE and in turn doing this are frauds. And the professor is calling people out like that. I don't agree on that. You know what that is, hustleites? Let me give you a good analogy in the hustle universe. That would be like A-Track Brown bashing John Cena, trashing John Cena that he has done on a regular basis for the past 3 years. And someone like the professor goes TMZ and exposes a shrine to John Cena, the shirts, the DVDs, the action figures, the candles like a stalker. A-Track Brown would then be a fraud. Everything he said about John Cena would be fraudulent. You have to keep it real, as they say. Keep it 100. This is what the professor doesn't like, and he's exposing people like that. If you're going to say one thing, be consistent. If you don't like somebody like Clickbait Entertainment trying to get money from his people and not investing in his show, then you got to be consistent that I have to call you out for being the frauds that you are. Your opinions don't matter. Squash that. The viewers that watch your show don't matter, because if they want to give money to that, understand that your opinions don't matter. You know, you could say that someone could change their mind. They could feel a certain way about somebody. Let's say A-Track Brown, has been negative about John Cena, and maybe years down the line says, I changed my mind, I respect him. That's all well and good, Hustleites. But if you say something on a Sunday about John Cena in a negative light, and then on Monday we find out that you have a John Cena shrine in your house, you, my friends, are a fraud. And your opinions don't matter. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go on General Jerry's YouTube channel. He breaks it down to you. But the professor, the professor's perspective. He keeps it 100. He's consistent with what he says. He doesn't backtrack. Someone could change the professor's mind. But if I'm consistent on one thing, I still am consistent to this day. Alright? So this is why I wanted to do this short Hell in a Cell type of perspective. To give my editorial, to give my 2 cents out. Kayfabe is dead within the wrestling community. If that sector of people who love and want to see his opinions on the wrestling side, and then does a complete 180 with a GoFundMe page to go to a WWE Hell in a Cell event that they don't like, I'm sorry, I can't take you seriously anymore. So fuck that. Why don't I create a GoFundMe page so y'all can send me to Japan so I can go to Wrestle Kingdom? Or maybe why don't y'all send me money so I can go to WrestleMania? Not that I have a job where I should save my money, but I should be lazy enough to just do this GoFundMe so I could have you put your hard-earned money and give it to me. It's stupid, right? So if that's stupid for me to do that and for my bases to do it, then it's stupid for them. Then there's nothing stupid about me calling them frauds. That's it, plain and simple. They are frauds. And I think the wrestling community should be consistent with their positions on something. They should be consistent with certain things that goes on in the community. If you don't like one person doing something, you can't accept another person doing something. It's just like that senator who's a pro-lifer, who wants to take away women's rights to choose if they want to do an abortion or not. This man, a Republican senator, who was a family man, had an extramarital affair. But before I get to that, this man wants to put laws on the books to make abortions almost illegal, to abolish it. But yet has an extramarital affair, which is also immoral. That's not good for an upstanding Christian to have an extramarital affair. But not only that, this man asked the person that he was having an affair with to have an abortion. So guess what? On his position to be a pro-lifer, on his position to having abortions, on the books, you, my friend, are fraudulent too. Again, consistency, Hustleites. We have to have consistency here. So before I go, as Hell in a Cell winds down and we get closer, speaking of the community and speaking of this being a SmackDown Live pay-per-view, it got to the professor thinking that I have to make a consistent, objective opinion about something. That I'm not going to change my ways that I'm saying this now on 10/8/2017, and I'm going to change my mind 10/9/2017. But I think I could safely say, after seeing this man on SmackDown Live, that the wrestling community and the IWC, YWC got it wrong on this one wrestler. And this man really doesn't deserve the push that even people think he does. He's not even getting. I don't even see him as a money man, even in a higher mid-card level. And that is the perfect 10, Ty Dillinger. I'm not disrespecting the journey that Ty Dillinger has. He has a great work ethic. He does great work in the ring. He has a great attitude. But I think the wrestling community and the hardcore fans got it wrong. The NXT universe got it wrong. The WWE universe and all the people who do podcasts have got it wrong on Ty Dillinger. There is nothing special about Ty Dillinger to the Professor. He is so one-dimensional and boring that I really don't care about him. I really didn't care about him in NXT. And basically, the character is all wrong in the presentation of Ty Dillinger. You know, people can say to the Professor, and by the way, again, like I said before, like the page, like the PW Hustle YouTube network pages, subscribe to the PW Hustle network pages, and also comment on the bottom. Comment on consistencies. Comment on the frauds of the internet wrestling community. Point them out, Hustleites. It's a call to arms. But anyway, Ty Dillinger, people will say that he's over because the fans do this on a nightly basis. And you know what? At the Royal Rumble, when you had 40,000 people going crazy for not only his song, but this, he actually peaked. It really is a sad situation because that's all he can offer to the wrestling world. And it's not him. It's this. And right now, it's boring. It's plain, it's boring. You can blame WWE on booking. You can blame WWE on positioning. But you know what? I can't blame them on trying to adapt on something that was really the fans and the community's fault. Let me break down why Ty Dillinger should not be presented in the way he is. First and foremost, if anybody watch NXT, the character of the Perfect 10 Ty Dillinger was really to be an homage to Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig. He was supposed to be an arrogant prick who puts on the best matches of the company. But lo and behold, the NXT Full Sail crowd, adopted this when Ty Dillinger used to do this. He was supposed to be cocky when he went against his opponents. He was supposed to say, I'm a perfect 10 and you're a 0. But the fans gravitated towards that. Not only it was supposed to be funny against Ty Dillinger, but it was a rallying cry for Ty Dillinger. But it was all wrong. The presentation is all wrong for for that character. The Perfect 10 is supposed to be arrogant. The Perfect 10 is supposed to be cocky. And all in all, the Perfect 10 is supposed to be a heel. He's supposed to be hated. And that's why he's not connecting. People who do their podcasts used to say, where is Ty Dillinger? Why is he on TV a lot? He should be utilized. Well, you know what? Even when people said that, guess what the Professor was saying? I don't know what y'all see, but I don't miss Ty Dillinger at all. Because he's got nothing to offer. They're not doing anything else. I'm sorry to say that, Hustleites. That's a true objective statement. You people have got to step back and really look at it from the Professor's eyes. This can only get you so far. Yes, this is over. Yes, this is great crowd participation. There's nothing different than this with Daniel Bryan and the Yes Movement. But let me ask you another question. How many underdogs can you really rally around? You cannot have multiple underdogs. We got that enough with Ty Dillinger. We got that enough with Sami Zayn. We just need people to be ass kickers. We need technical people that can give you a great showing. But if we, if we pigeonhole Ty Dillinger as a lovable loser, as an underdog, then it's all for naught. We got enough of that. And guess what? There is a better underdog wrestler right now in NXT who can beat Daniel Bryan 2.0 if he comes to the main roster and if he's booked properly, because this man does not need to talk. He can tell a great story in the ring. He can tell an emotional story in the ring. He can tell a story that has fans investing, that they want him to win. They want him to overcome the odds. Johnny Gargano, Mr. Wrestling himself, is the antithesis of being the underdog wrestler. He's 10 times a better underdog kind of wrestler than Sami Zayn or Ty Dillinger can ever be, hands down. And if given the right platform, Johnny Gargano can take the torch from Daniel Bryan as one of those people that the fans can rally behind. Yes, the professor's saying that. You're not getting any substance with Ty Dillinger because the character is all wrong. You're not getting substance with Sami Zayn because the story is played out. You can be an underdog so long, but then, you know what? It just is boring to me. And I don't want to change the subject, but Ty Dillinger has no depth. He really doesn't. This has no depth. He has no charisma like a Kevin Owens. He has no star appeal like a Seth Rollins or a Roman Reigns. Ty Dillinger is just there going through the motions. And I hope you understand that. This is not being hateful. This is just being an objective, observant person seeing what he sees on TV. So with that being said, this special Professor's Perspective editorial for Hell in a Cell has come to a close. You can follow me on Twitter at PROFPW Hustle. You can follow my man Billy Ray Valentine, Mr. Infinite Fringe himself, at Obi-Wan You Know Me. And also follow my man A-Track Brown, the dirtiest of the city, at Pharaoh Fancy. I am your friendly neighborhood professor saying peace and enjoy Hell in a Cell, people.